Live. Welcome to MVP Chess. Today, we're going to play in a 5+5 premium arena. We're going to start on time today, so we're actually going to, I think, have a chance to outright win this tournament, at least I hope. At the very least, it's going to be some really instructive chess. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And come over to Twitch already. MVP_chess. Learn actively. Be part of the community. You got a chance to play me, review your games. So make that happen. So we got our arena starting in about 10 minutes. I'm already joined. Before then, I thought we would take a quick look at a viewer game that was submitted to me by a dear friend. His name's Devon. Who's helped me so much in my life, especially overcoming a disability I have and getting me stronger. So I owe him a lot. The least I can do is review one of his chess games. And the game he wanted me to take a look at was one that he played against. It was actually a bot, Jimmy Bot. Playing bots is a really popular way for like a lot of people to play. There's no time control. Obviously, there's no worries about cheating or anything like that. So I think it's a really, really approachable way for people to get some experience playing, especially if they have busy schedules, which my friend has. He's helping a lot of people. All right, so he opened with knight f3. Now again, I'm looking at this game blind. Okay, basically solitaire chess. So the move knight f3 is good. It's a good move. It's not a move I would recommend for someone kind of, an up-and-coming player who's looking to improve. It's a really good transpositional weapon if you're playing like d4, c4 main lines. But as a first move, I would have liked to see white play e4 or maybe d4. Just taking some control in the center with the pawns. But knight f3 is good. And Jimmy responds in kind of a bad way, e5. Just hanging a pawn. So I think the best move for white here is to take, which Devon does. That's really good. And Jimmy plays d6 to kick the knight. Now, I think the best retreat square for the knight here is just simply coming back to f3, guarding the king side. It's not at risk of being kicked around anymore. Okay, so we have knight c4 on the board. The knight is a little less stable here, because you can imagine if the knight's attacked and needs to move, what retreat squares does it have? It could come to a3. We don't want our knight on the side of the board. It could come to e3, but then it's blocking one of our central pawns. So this was kind of the reason why I said knight to f3 would have been the best retreat square. Okay, and it's kicked. Not the best way to kick the knight, because it does free up the e5 square, which Devon takes. So that's, I think, definitely the best square for the knight in this position. It's nice and centralized. We have bishop f5. Okay. So Jimmy's developing his queenside bishop. I would much rather develop my kingside pieces before developing my queen bishop. There's a saying in chess, knights before bishops, and especially before queens bishops, because it doesn't prepare your king to get castled. So we have e3. Okay, looks like Devon's trying to get the bishop ready to develop. Maybe take some center control with d4. We'll see. Okay, and Jimmy develops the knight to h6. We don't want our knights on the rim. They're dim. Knight f6 would have been much better. We have a check from Devon, bishop b5. Okay. Giving checks are tempting. Black could, though, in this position, just play c6, reinforce the d5 pawn, and kick this bishop. Oh my gosh! Jimmy plays king e7. This is like a reverse A reverse bond cloud opening. Of course, the best move in this position is to play c6, and if not, at least interpose with a piece. Of course, you never want to move your king like that in the opening, especially with queens on the board. And Devon castles. Nice. Getting his king to safety. Look at the relative safety of the kings. Devon's done a good job. He's up a pawn. He's got his king safe. Meanwhile, Black's king isn't stuck in the center of the board. We have knight d7. Okay, challenging the knight. Devon exchanges. Okay. You know, we're up a pawn. The king's stuck in the center. I like that decision. And d4. Nice. You know, I've talked to Devon. We've played a couple daily games, and we've talked about central control. So this is really nice. Okay. Fighting for control over the center. Nice save king. Rook b8. In this position, I would really hope that white plays c4. That looks... My man. c4 on the board. Excellent. Gaining more central control. Fighting for control over here. We can develop the knight behind the pawn and have a happy marriage. Just going to check how much time we got left. All right, we got about 5 minutes before the arena starts. Plenty of time. Okay, and white lashes out with b5. d5 pawn's hanging, so I think cd is the best move here, which he plays. Awesome. And after bishop b4, Devon kicks the bishop drops back, and how about knight c3 here, developing our queens. This is excellent play. This is excellent play so far from my friend. Really, my only feedback so far is knight f3 not being the best move, and where he retreated the knight to c4. So far, his play has been exemplary. Okay, knight f5. Wow, this is a really provocative move. Maybe we could play a move like e4, kick the knight. Excellent, man. This is awesome. e4, kicking the knight. Look at this central control. This is fantastic. Okay, and the knight, again, goes to the rim. Okay, maybe in some variations, g2 might be a square that we need to keep an eye on. Okay, and Devon takes on b5 here. All right, that's the first mistake. Perhaps missing that the rook is defending this pawn here. As we know, the pawns are worth 1 point each. A knight is worth 3, so that would be a bad trade for us. You know, especially if there are no concrete tactics involved with it. Okay, so knight b5, he takes and pushes on, bringing the rook back. I'd like to see Devon develop his dark square bishop here. This is the last piece that isn't playing. Hey, but he pushes on in the center. I can't criticize that. Look at this central control. Even down a piece with the king stuck in the center and in the middle of the board and this type of center, I still think white is better in this position. Okay, I see a tactic here. White to play in this position. How can we take advantage of this diagonal and this potentially loose piece on g5? Pause your videos if you're watching on YouTube. All right, I think the best move in this position is queen g4, potentially. Okay, and with the check, this is going to win the bishop. And notice this is not a thing, right? We don't have to worry about blocking the check and attacking the queen because we do have en passant with check, and this bishop's going to be lost. Let's see if Devon played that. Okay, he took instead. I understand that because this piece was undeveloped. He was probably looking to complete his development and connect his rooks, but it does bring the queen to a very menacing square, okay? It developed the queen to the king's side, and now we really have to watch out for checkmate on g2. So how to defend that? Perhaps with a move like g3. g3, and the knight doesn't really have many squares to go to here, so I think g3 is probably the best square. Just checking our arena. Starts in a minute. We're still looking good. Okay, so let's see if Devon managed to defend against this mate. Okay, he plays a check. We're still good because black has to respond to that. Black drops back, and do we have g3 on the board? Okay. So this central tension looks tempting, right? Maybe to push or to take. But before we take any concrete operations with our far advanced pawns in the center of the board, we need to deal with his mate. Oh, and he took. Oh, okay, that was a blunder. Did Jimmy play queen takes g2 to end the game? He did. Okay. That's an unfortunate loss because I think Devon played incredibly well in this game. Really great development. Castled his king. Really excellent central control. Had a massive center. Had the initiative with his king. Just missed this small... Well, it's not a small detail because it ends the game, but missed this attack on g2. So yeah, just instead of playing e6 here, g3 is the move. Just kill all of black's counterplay, and then you're good to go to win the game. So nice game by Devon. Thanks so much for sending that in. All right, so if you're just joining, we are about to start our arena in 2 seconds. 1, and here we go. We're playing a 5+5 premium arena, which means that everybody that we're playing today is a Diamond member, I think. Hey, Nano, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And the first time chat. How's it going? Vanavan, good to see you as always. All right, so we're going to be playing some really aggressive openings today. Okay, we're talking about Sicilians, King's Indian. With white, we're playing e4. We're going for open Sicilians. We want to play aggressive chess and try to bring home the bacon as soon as possible. All right, so we got kind of a funky Najdorf here, where white defended the pawn on e4 with the bishop instead of the knight. Let's play our Najdorf move, e5. If you're interested in playing this opening, you could check out the series I have on YouTube. Bobby Fischer, Play the Najdorf Sicilian. A really great way to learn the opening by studying master games. Okay. Let's get... I was going to say let's get more control over e6, but knight g5 might be a problem. Let's just get ourselves castled. And he hops in. I'm okay with that. I'm going to take, and this is very common in Najdorf structures, very common in, even you get this in the Ruy Lopez, and of course the King's Indian. It's that type of idea of pushing this f-pawn and getting a really nice initiative on the king side. So white's got a problem here on the e4 square. Let's see how he goes about dealing with that. Oh, and Broccoli, welcome back, bro. Of course his name's Big Brolic Man, but I had been calling Big Brolic Man Broccoli Man for a solid hour and a half before I realized my mistake, and he's a real trooper and said, don't worry about it. I understand that you're old and that you can't read. You can call me Broccoli. So that's what we're doing. All right, should I take on f4 here? I think so. Let's take. So we're up a solid piece here. Got a really nice Najdorf on the board. All right, let's develop our knight. This square looks really nice. Just to plant the knight here on the e4 square. I just realized I forgot to set up the chat, which I have to do on my phone. Really for this day and this day only. Like, I think, let's see. I'm not in, there we go. I got to go into creator mode. Getting a new computer that's being delivered today. So really excited about that. All right, my opponent's getting ready to capture on f4. So let's bring the knight into this really great square. So I think the best move for my opponent is to take on f4. Definitely want to take on f4 in this position. You beat a 1040 game today, 1040 guy today, Vanavan. Nice job, man. Really nice job. It has not arrived yet, but it is on the truck apparently, getting ready to be delivered. So we're all really excited about it. And after yesterday's stream, which was arguably our best day, not in terms of followers, but just in terms of overall engagement and getting our average viewer number up, we are this close. We're like one tempo away, to use a chess term, from getting affiliate status, which would just be awesome. All right. So how to proceed? My bishop here is not really playing. I wish my bishop was playing more. Or, you know, maybe I can even look to trade it off, potentially. Let's play this move. All right. Maybe we open things up a little bit. Perhaps the c4 pawn becomes a weakness that we can attack. Let's make sure everything's nice and protected. It is. Let's just try to stretch White's defenses. Principle of two weaknesses here. You know, he's got some weaknesses on the king side that he's locked down. He's nicely blockading this f pawn. But now we're gonna force him to defend too. Now, do I have a move like bishop b5 here? Just highlighting this pin. I think we do. Yeah, let's go ahead and play that. Just put more pressure on this pawn. I'd really like to win it if I can. Actually, I'm not so sure about that move because the knight is defending it. Yeah, I think that was kind of an oversight by me. We're still good to go, but that was kind of a. There's not really much of a threat there. I didn't realize he had 3 defenders. All right, so you know what? I'm just gonna kind of admit my mistakes. Sometimes that's the best thing to do in chess. He was attacking this pawn 3 times, so let's just move the bishop back. That was a bad move by me. So for you regulars who are champing at the bit to subscribe to the channel, we developed some really cool subscriber emotes today. Just playing off some of the things that I say most often in the stream. I'll leave it at that because it's kind of a surprise. But I think you guys will enjoy them. Oh, yeah, and Will Ride for Bagels was just mentioning that. Yep. Really cool sub badges. Really cool. Yeah, we're trying to do this right. Build this community, learn a lot, have some fun. Okay. So I'm wondering if there's any way for me to potentially exploit this pin. This pin. I don't really see it just yet. Let's bring this rook back over. I kind of regret wasting the tempi on rook c8 and bishop b5 going after this pawn. That was just the wrong idea. Yeah, it's 2 weaknesses and all that, but my play is on the king side and in the center. So that wasn't great. It just seems like a really weakening move to me, and I'm not exactly sure how to go about attacking it. Let's bring the queen here. I do see that I have a check here. I wouldn't mind getting queens off the board. Just try to win this endgame. Yeah, Vanavan, nice win, man. Really nice win. You know, my We'll Ride for Bagels. Her tactics puzzle rating is increasing at a really quick rate. And I asked her, do you think part of it is watching the stream every day? Do you think it's helping you? She said, yeah. So hopefully it's helping you too. All right, this is going to force a queen exchange. Get some pieces off the board. Just try to make this conversion a little more straightforward. Let's see how he recaptures. Now that I've kind of gotten rid of White's counterplay on the king side, maybe I pivot back to this weak pawn or something like that. It's only 1260. Yeah, well, your puzzle rating's only 1260. We'll Ride for Bagels, but you know, where was it a month ago? 2 months ago, I guess it was non-existent. You weren't even doing it. So the fact that you got to there in that period of time is really impressive, and I'm proud of you. Okay, what's he gonna do with the bishop? I'm just gonna take a quick gander at the arena. Okay, we got some people who have already won. Man, there's one dude that already has 5 points. We got to pick this up. We got to pick up the pace here. All right, I'm going to try to start some counterplay with this f-pawn. Up to six viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us. Thanks again for tuning in. We are playing a 5+5 premium arena on chess.com. No excuses today because we started on time. Okay. Got an hour and 48 minutes left to bring home the bacon. I think we're gonna do it. But don't change that channel. I need your help. I need your support. All right. I really like this move. Undermining this pawn. You know, I'm up a piece right now, so exchanges in the endgame are going to benefit me. Let's take this pawn. I'm expecting there. Okay. And do we do a rook lift? Okay, I think it's time for us to get some activity over here. This is where the rook belongs. Maybe target these weak queenside pawns. If the bishop's attacked, no big deal. We can just drop it back. Where's the best square to drop it to? Probably f5. You know, maybe I can look to play bishop d3 and exchange even more pieces. So that's nice. Bringing the bishop to f5 allowed me to just on f4 jump the knight into this really nice square. Blockading here. Rook's gonna get active. You know, my opponent's just kind of delaying the inevitable here, which is his right, of course, but we're trying to win quickly here. But my opponent, you know, he's putting up a pretty tenacious defense. All right, let's get rooks off the board. I want to make this position as hopeless as possible for this dude, just so they don't resign. All right. My opponent from Slovenia, by the way, good luck to you, of course. And I'm going to come... Actually, it's time to bring the king in. Let's bring up the king. King first in the endgame. You know, I was thinking of bringing the knight back here, but actually the knight kind of stands pretty well placed there just to... really box the king out. Alright, and I think my next move, I'm looking at playing g5. King g5, and then just getting this passed pawn going. I just want to make sure that I leave myself enough passed pawns to get the job done. So maybe g5 is a mistake. g5 might be a mistake. Let's play g6 and then h5. I don't want to play g5 and exchange more pawns. That's his only hope in the position, is to get... I mean, maybe even just trade all the pawns and force me to mate with knight and bishop. Which I know how to do, but it's... You know, with a bunch of people watching me and in a blitz game, it's not like the easiest thing to do. Plenty of GMs mess that up. And I'm far away from a GM. All right, looks like my opponent's just gonna flag. Good game to you. Unfortunately, it took us a while to win that game. Let's jump right into the next game. Good game by my opponent. Good start so far. You saw a nice tactic. There was a fork with the knight to exchange for bishop. Knights. I'll take a look at it. A look at that after Vadavan. You know, you're beating people that are 1050 now. I'm sure you spotted that tactic correctly. All right, a little slow getting the next game. We're sitting in second place right now. This guy in first must have gotten a really quick win. All right, we're playing 64 keys. Good luck to you. Not exactly sure where this opponent's from. Let's take a look. Singapore. All right. All right, so we got a Caro-Kann. I really like to play the way Fischer did in his famous game against Petrosian and play the... All right, that's a little bit inaccurate. You want to hit that pawn pretty quick. So I got the ideal development of my bishops. And I can just bring the knight here, and then here, and then play c3. In the exchange Caro-Kann, you really want your light square bishop on d3 and your dark square bishop on f4. That's ideal. All right, and he hops in. All right, that's a pretty early jump with the knight. What to play here? Let's play c6. C3. And let's give this kind of annoying check. This will allow me to develop my knights without worrying about this pin and potentially compromising my structure on f5. So black's got to tread a little carefully in these positions, especially since my opponent played e6 and can't bring the bishop back to defend. You have to do this accurately. All right. I'm just going to finish developing, put some pressure on this knight. If knight takes d2, I can just come back and take with the knight. That's what I was worried about in that other position. I didn't want to have to compromise my structure on f3 because of that pin. Yeah, Broccoli says it's easier to find tactics in other people's games than your own, and that's definitely true. Like, how many times have you watched, I don't know, like, pick a tournament that's going on right now, like Tata Steel and Vaikhanze, like, you see something on the board that Anish Giri missed, or, you know, one of the best players in the world. But like, if you're in that position under that amount of stress, it's easy to miss. It's easy to miss these type of tactics. All right, so let's come back here and put more pressure on this knight. Just try to figure out what black wants to do. Perhaps play knight f6. Okay, so he takes there. So I'm going to come back and take with the knight, just so that I preserve my structure. So this bishop on g4 is a little bit annoying, but no big deal. Okay, what to do here? Um, so I quite like the look of this move. A4. I do have an undefended piece in my position, so I'm always going to be super conscious about that. But I like this little strike before black's gotten developed. You know, perhaps opening the A file. I'm pressuring this pawn 2 times. He can't really come here because it loses a pawn. He does anyway. Now the problem with that is, I think there are concrete problems with this move. Because if I take, this is opening the C file. If he takes on B4, I think he's got a problem. I think. What happens if I check in this position? What about this? Gotta watch this knight here. It's hanging. But I was thinking maybe about coming here. Hopefully we can get something going before black completes development. All right, let's get some control over the C8 square. I like my activity. I mean, I would say this position looks fairly balanced though. I probably misplayed the opening somehow. But credit to my opponent for playing well. So this arena, you know, if players are playing exclusively in this, if they're exclusively playing 5-5 and only playing in a premium arena, we're going to encounter some people that are really underrated relative to the rest of the chess.com population. So, you know, one thing you always want to do when you're playing is respect your opponent. You know, I'm not going to look at this guy and see, oh, 758, you know, this guy stinks or whatever. It's just not the case. All right. So I think in this position, what my plan was to take on A6 with the queen. And I think that's a good plan. You know, and that gives me, unless I'm missing something really obvious here, that gives me a nice outside pass pawn to work with that hopefully I can swiftly just push up the board and get the W. Just going to look at the standings real quick. All right, we're starting to fall behind a little bit. This guy in first has got 9 points and he's on fire. So we got to do something about this. All right, so let's bring the queen back here. Perhaps I missed something hitting this loose bishop. Not sure. But this pawn is a real asset. A real asset. And, you know, maybe I start to push it and then I'm able to, you know, generate some sort of attack. Okay. So do I want to kind of like the look of this move. Just to liberate this knight a little bit. I think that's nice. Maybe I threaten to come in here. But, you know, my bishop is really active on this diagonal, but my plan is going to be more about about this outside pass pawn than it is about a kingside initiative. So welcome to everybody who's joined. Really appreciate it. If you haven't followed, don't forget to. You can do that below. We're trying to get to this 100 goal. All right, let's just our bishop is attacked. Let's attack the queen. Maybe look to start exchanging some pieces. Oh, okay. So he brings the queen all the way back. That's interesting. Is that a problem for me? Looks like I've got this with the knight and the rook. I've got c1 defended pretty well. Just wondering where I should go. And maybe I can just start pushing now. Am I missing anything? Am I missing some like nasty mate? I hope not. Seriously, hope not. You know, always got to watch out for stuff like this, but the bishop's controlling these dark squares nicely. And on like bishop f3 or bishop h3, which I was just about to say, I can come back. And the nice thing, this bishop's attacked. So he can't even, if he exchanges on g3 and I take, he can't even take on a5 because his bishop will be hanging. So I'm going to be able to push on with a6. So we're looking to repeat our awesome stream from yesterday, not only on the board but for the channel and in the chat. We had really great engagement, and we gained a lot in terms of our, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. In terms of our average viewers and things like that, we are very close to becoming an affiliate and being able to do all those fun things. So stay tuned for that. Oh, I was just informed that our new PC is out for delivery. Awesome. So with that is going to come my new camera, which I actually have already, but I've been unable to run on this old MacBook, and even another PC that I tried. All right, I want to do something about my queen. I just feel like she's starting to get, it's just starting to get a little hairy in terms of not having many safe squares to go to. So what to do here? He gives himself luft. Could we look for a bishop exchange? I'm really worried about loosening my my light squares though. All right, let's hop the knight in. Seems like I'm okay with the queen so far. And there might even be positions where I can give it up because of this far advanced a pawn. Okay. So that was a good development for me, I think. Because Let's see. I think I'm actually just going to come here. Offer a queen exchange, which we get. Computer's lagging a little bit. And, you know, this A-pawn is just so strong. Especially supported by these awesome bishops. And that just hangs a piece. So hopefully we have a resignation here pretty soon. Starting to fall behind a little bit. We need to catch fire here so that our points are worth more. Oh, and this guy, he keeps playing. It's his right, but man, that's annoying. All right, let's come here. Hit this rook. Take that rook. Take it. $64 keys. You're locked out of your house. Good game. All right. Let's keep it rolling. Come on, man. So we can make a comeback, especially if I get this guy, Pomer. So the guy that's in first, his name is P. Morales, I believe. No way. We got Big Broccoli Man on the arena. Come on, Broccoli. What are you doing, man? This is mutiny. This is mutiny. You're standing in my way. You're gonna give me a hard game. I'm trying to get this dub, man. Broccoli, man. I thought I knew you. Come on. All right, I'm gonna make you eat your vegetables, whether you like it or not. At least we got a sharp position on the board. Thank you for that, man. You haunt me. You do haunt me. Hey, but Broccoli, we got an increment this game. We got an increment this game. All right, I'm just going to go bishop e3. Those bishop g5 lines just weren't working out for me. It's because of that tactical trick after h6. I just never get what I want. All right, bring the bishop here. Ooh, excuse me. Exchange. That was gross. All right, bring the knight here. Guess that's okay. So we got like a kind of a Benoni thing going on here. We're sitting on 5 points. Uh-oh, just started lagging. Leader still has 9. So I'm saying about this computer. If I tried to just check the standings real quick, the computer just like starts smoking and shaking. No. All right. What to play here? Do I play a move like... All right, we'll come here. I don't mind the loss of tempo. I was hoping Broccoli would maybe take on d3 and develop my queen for me, but no big deal. All right, so Broccoli is preparing b5. And one way I can stop this, I can't really stop it, but what I can do is play this move so that he has to take en passant. And then he's left with this weakness, which it looks like I can just... Let me make sure I'm not screwing anything up here, because he can undermine the rook with knight takes d3. Is this a screw up? I don't think so. I think I can do this. I think I can do it. Yeah, and I just take with the bishop. So I'm up a pawn here. You know, it's not a pawn you want to, you know, bring home and introduce to your parents. It's pretty weak, but we're gonna try to keep it on the board, of course. Just wondering if I have any tricks here. I don't really see any. All right, let's come here and try to hold on to this pawn. You know, he's got typical Benoni like play on the queen side. You know, kind of like what you also see in the Banco. I'd love to get like a knight to c4 or something like that. All right, let's play here. Maybe preparing the move f4. You know, I don't see anything really doing with knight takes and then bishop a6. I think I'm okay there. You know, but Broccoli definitely's got compensation for this pawn. And he's a good player who knows what he's doing. Oh, I missed that, man. I missed that move. That's a good one. Obviously, if I take, there's fork down on f3. Can I kick the knight? Maybe. So you're going to lose some time there. Do I get e5 in? All right, I don't think that miss was all bad for me. It's just it's going to be a change in the pawn structure and a slight change in plan. I'm going to play more for a central initiative than just trying to hunker down and defend this pawn and one day promote it. So that was a nice tactic by Broccoli that I was able to kind of refute. I mean, I didn't really refute it, but I didn't walk into it. But was it worth it allowing me to get in this? Now, obviously, I missed that. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem. I can't even trade like 3 pieces for the queen. All of this stuff hangs. Dang, I'm just losing my rook. Not good. Down the exchange now. But maybe I can get something going with these central pawns. Not giving up. Strobix, good to see you, man. All right, you throw in this little intermezzo. Can I think I see something here. I think. Knight takes e3. I have queen c1. I think. All right, so we kind of got away with one there, maybe. Can I bring this bishop all the way back to defend this pawn? Oh, man, that's passive. That would be so passive. Yeah, I guess I got to do it. And just hope for the best, basically. All right, we kind of wiggled out of a jam there, but my dark squares are an absolute train wreck. a dumpster fire, if you will. To use the parlance of our times. Okay. Let's take, I think I have to, and maybe activate this rook along the 4th rank. Try to push this pawn. We're not giving up. No white broccoli, man. Not after you're trying to take down the stream like this. From the inside. Inside job. Unbelievable. Betrayed by one of my own followers before I've even become an affiliate. Oof. We're gonna have to give you like, we're gonna have to make you a an emoji for that, like a Brutus emoji or. Let's see. What if this knight gets a little active here? Does this do anything? Probably not. But we're gonna put it in there. Oh, I missed that. I missed that. I missed that. I missed that. Ooh, there's a disaster brewing on F2. Oh no. That's such a common thing in the Benoni and these structures is getting hit on this diagonal, and I just completely neglected it, mainly because I had to. But I'm losing the queen or its mate. Yeah, this is resigns. Oh my gosh, and Broccoli Man, you redeemed yourself. I'll take it. I will take that pity draw. Oh man. I've got no shame. Like if somebody offers me a draw in a dead loss position, I don't say, "Oh, no, you won. Please take the win. You know, it's only fair." Hell yeah, I'm taking that half point. Broccoli Man. All right, you redeemed yourself. You're still in the family. Come on. Come on, Philologic. Man, that's a hard username to say. He's from International. So this is a man of mystery. We don't know whether he lives in Paris, France, or in his mom's basement in Indiana. We don't know. Okay. Let's just play knight c6. It's a little more flexible. Yeah, Broccoli Man. I would love to maybe someday play you straight up where I'm not talking through, because I think we've proven empirically that when I'm talking, I've got pretty much no chance against you. You're just a really good player, a really good blitz player. Well, I'm sure a good player generally, but so we're really happy. What I'm trying to say is, we're really happy to have you on the stream and on Team MVP. It's always great having strong players in the chat. All right, let's just, my opponent's not playing an open Sicilian, unfortunately. So let's just do this. So I like that exchange for me because strengthens my center, gives me the bishop pair. Good players, as you get better at chess, you learn to not be afraid of double pawns. You understand their weaknesses, but you also understand their strengths. And in this case, it's giving me more central control, especially over the d5 square, and it's giving me the bishop pair. So that's why when he played bishop b5, I didn't say, oh, I got to play queen c7 or bishop d7. I didn't give a crap. It's just a waste of time to do something like that. Okay. Castle to the queen side. Do it. Do it. Yes. All right. What do we do? Pawn storm. Now, I do have a hook, okay? So this wasn't a completely crazy decision by my opponent, but why I like this opposite side's castling position for me is that he has fianchettled his dark squared bishop, okay? You need to exchange this piece off to generate a checkmating attack on the H-file, as you see in the Sicilian Dragon, okay? That's going to be very difficult for him to achieve. And if he does achieve it, he's going to weaken the dark squares around his own king. So it would be a very double-edged decision. But I am totally okay in this position, pushing a4 and sacking the exchange just to open things up. Happy to hear it's hard to find strong players to discuss ideas other than my coach. Yeah, Broccoli. As you get stronger in chess, it does start to get a little bit lonely at times, for sure. You know, I live in the state of Virginia. I don't know how many people live here. I'm assuming like tens of millions. And at my national rating, which was 2025, I think I peaked at like 40 in the state. So just finding other people just to give you a good game and talk about the game is really tough. But it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's a nice problem to have. Where do I want to develop this light squared bishop? A6 looks tempting, but I don't really want to block the A file. My other idea is just exchanging on C3 and then pushing A4. Got a new follow here. Let's give a shout out to Anti-Gamer. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for following. You and Nano, the new followers today. That's a very peculiar decision. All right, now I'm just going to continue with my queenside initiative. You know, we're in a race position here. So you got to play like your hair's on fire. You know, you can't be lollygagging with anything other than a pawn storm on your respective side of the board. So it's a very good sign for me in this position that my opponent has not played G4, has not played H4. $8.6 million people in Virginia. Yeah. Yeah, it gets lonely at the top. All right, let's take. Can't take this way because of this. A file is opening. And then we'll just start looking for like concrete sacrifices and stuff like that. You know, if these dark square bishops ever come off the board, he may as well just resign. May as well just resign. I notice he's got some Duolingo flair here from the highly questionable Duolingo monthly bot campaign. So perhaps he can call it an early day and just learn another language. Wow, he did do it. Yeah, that's man. Just making sure there's no like discoveries or anything. There's not. It's just a pawn. And not even a pawn. Like I don't care about pawns right now. What I care about is just this raging initiative on the queen side. And you know, and he resigned. Yeah, I mean, thank you to my opponent for playing a nice arena opening and for resigning in a lost position. I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, Broccoli Broccoli killed our fire. All right, he doused our stream with gallons of water. We had a fire, but now we don't. So let's see where we're standing in the arena. Oh God, not a Catalan. Come on, man. Come on. All right, I'm lagging big time. We're falling behind here. We're in fifth place right now. On 8 points. We got to get some quick wins. Unfortunately, my opponent just played the Catalan, which is anything but a quick win. I'm going to have to grind away in a slightly worse position for a long time. So I'm definitely going to play the most testing variation if I can get it on the board, which is the open Catalan. It's the best way to try to get an edge. Okay. He goes for it. I'm looking to play b5 and get my bishop to the long diagonal. And on a really good day, getting in the move. So in this position, do I play knight d5 or do I play rook a7? Dang, I don't remember. I think knight d5. I think this is okay for me. I got c6 covered. Always got to worry about that knight jump in Queen Gambit decline type structures. But I am up a pawn here. If I can just neutralize his pressure on the long diagonal, I might be okay. All right, and he's going for it, but I get my bishop here. So I would absolutely love an exchange on d5 right now. Love it. Just wondering at the end of that line if there's something doing with my loose bishop on e7. Okay, now I just take. This is fantastic for me. Take. Ooh, maybe not. I don't know about that decision. Do I have to play c6? Oh, and h7's hanging? Oh, brother. That may have been a mistake. I just got too excited about trading off that Catalan bishop, and I just neglected my development. Oh, man. The rook's hanging. I can't play knight d7 because of knight c6. I could look to just give the pawn back. Let's come here. I'd be okay giving back the pawn. All right, this defends the rook here. And then I'm able to take, defending the rook. And then I can maybe look to bring the bishop to f6, hitting this pawn. So let's see. I really need to get this queen out of my grill. It's all up in my business. I like this move. This move looks good to me. Threatening to come here, threatening an exchange. This queen is just way too active. The Catalan, man, I just really struggle with this opening. It's just such a high class opening. And I just never found a line that I like against it. You know, that's why, unfortunately, with black, I absolutely love playing the Nimzo Indian. But playing the Nimzo Indian, nowadays is basically just an invitation to play, for your opponent to play the Catalan. Because they don't play knight c3 and move 2. They just go knight f3 and g3 and then make you hate your life. All right, so I think we did a pretty good job of wiggling out of a potential pickle here on the queen side. We had to give back our pawn, but we just won it back. And I would say white, the battle is going to be decided over whether or not d5 is a strength or a weakness. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. Don't give me concrete lines because I'm not looking for any help, but you think this pawn on d5 is a strength, or do you think it's a weakness? All right. So he's looking to come in and cause some trouble. Let's get the rook out of the way. Okay, our bishop's hit. So let's do we want to drop it back or do we want to play c3? No, we want to drop it back. We play c3. We run the risk of really locking that bishop out of the game. Welcome to everybody who's on the stream. We're up to 9 viewers, which is really awesome. 56 followers. Boom. Awesome. I think we're going to do it today. I think after this stream, we're going to be an affiliate, which is just so awesome. Okay. So, what to do in this position? I've got this great majority. I would love to be able to exchange dark square bishops. And maybe force this pawn onto a dark square. Is that good for me? I think that might be good for me. Can I even play a move like rook d? No, that looks really dangerous. I was saying, could I take advantage of this pin? So do I want my bishop on f6 or do I want my bishop on f8? I think f6. It defends the promotion square. It also influences the queen side where I'm going to start pushing my queen side pawns. And the nice thing is I've got this really great light squared blockade of his passed pawn. So now what I need to do is just start methodically advancing this 3-on-1 majority. Get a passed pawn and bring home the bacon. That's the basic plan. Okay, and he offers an exchange. Not sure if that benefits me. Not sure if that benefits my opponent. Do I just start pushing? Let's just start pushing. Okay, I got the rook defended. Also got to watch out for my back rank, as always. And don't forget, like, I might be able to use this passed pawn as like a decoy and actually end up getting kind of a decisive attack on his king. That's totally possible. All right. What about this move? This looks, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this looks really annoying. Hitting the bishop. The bishop drops back, which it kind of has to defend this pawn. You got some problems, dude. Big time problemos. And the nice thing is that this queen in a lot of these lines is going to hang. Like so. Alright, let's just take. Oh. Actually, I think takes... My opponent just offered me a draw. That ain't happening. Let's take. Now, I can't play king f8 in this position because d7 would be a really big problem for me. So, what to play in this position? I think I'm going to come back. An exchange on c3 for me is totally fine. I think. It wouldn't be now. All right, let's come here. I'm going to look to play f6, and I'm going to look to gobble up this pawn. You know, this pawn's a weakness. It's really well blockaded. It's difficult for him to get back and defend this pawn. Meanwhile, you know, if I just lock down this blockade, can I just... Let's see. Let's come here. All right, I'm looking to give myself an outside passer. Which I should just do. Like, let's just get on with it. And let's take a tempo to save this pawn. Let's push. So he managed to break my blockade. Can I even take here? No, I can't do that yet. So I'm going to have to give up this bishop, unfortunately. But he's got passed pawns to deal with on both sides of the board, and his king is an absolute mile away from the action. So I still think that this position's winning. Like so. You can't with a bishop defend passed pawns this far advanced. And this queen's just going through. So that's why we declined to draw. I liked my endgame prospects. Good game to my opponent. Good game to my opponent. Let's see how we're doing on the standings here. Looks like we're up in the third place. Hopefully we can get this leader, the leader of the tournament, and beat him and get him off his fire. All right, let's play Ruy Lopez. Going for the most testing openings here. The most testing, aggressive openings. All right, he plays like a modern Steinitz. Let's just castle. Let's just castle and play like super solid stuff. Come here. You don't want to play a move like bishop g5 there, because I think bishop takes f3 would be okay. Let's play c3. Give our bishop a little escape square. Wow, queenside castling. Hey, as my grandfather would say, hey, Baba Reba. That's really good. That's really good because maybe we can get a quick dub here because boom. Thank you for opening the A file for me. Or the B file, really. We're just opening lines, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So we've got a really nice attacking position. Really nice. And I'm just gonna play A4 to prop up this bishop. No way does he want to take. I'm gonna bring the queen here. Boom. Maybe threatening something like this. With further weakening of his king side. My opponent is from the Dominican Republic. Alright, bishop comes over. So that's nice. Now I don't have any pressure here. Let's offer an exchange. I wouldn't mind my knight coming here, that's for sure. Let's just exchange here so that I can connect my rooks and quickly play this move. What do you do about that? Oh, you should definitely play B6. You should definitely play B6. Thank you. Boom! Quick dub. We're getting back in this. We just got to get this number one dude or girl. We're in third place. We're on 11. We got the fire, and most importantly, we just got a really, really, really quick win. Still got 54 minutes left. Don't touch that dial. Don't touch that dial. So, again, if you've joined recently, welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for your support. Don't forget to hit that follow button to support the channel. We really appreciate it. Right now, we are playing a 5+5 premium arena. Just waiting to get paired here. I'm not sure what the holdup is. Oh, I think I forgot to hit next game. Oh man, that was a administrative blunder on my part. Cost us some potentially precious seconds. Okay, my opponent opens with the English. Again, we're playing the most testing, critical variations in all of these games because we're trying to tear our opponent's head off and win quickly. So we're playing Fatal. We got to slow down a little bit here because this dude is in first. This is a really, really, really big game for us. Really big. So, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy this game. You know, I'm not gonna make any crazy decisions trying to win quickly. The most important thing for us in this game is to win. Up to 9 viewers. You guys are joining at the absolute perfect time. We're in third place in this 5+5 Blitz Arena. And we are playing the first placed player right now. Fatal. An international man of mystery. Let's play C6. Going for a big center. Let's do it. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow. We're trying to, our 50 follower goal is done and dusted. We're trying to get up to 100 and take over the internet and put Levy and Hikaru out of business. That's basically our mission. That's basically our mission statement in MVP chess here. Okay. So I'm looking at some developing moves like knight c6. Let's do it. I got a really nice center. Really nice center. And you know it's really nice because I'm repeating myself. I think I do that on stream a lot, not only to just kind of fill the void. You know, if I just repeat everything I say, I only need to talk for 1 hour as opposed to 2. But I think, and my wife will agree with this, I think I really have gotten into the habit of this because we have to say everything to our daughter at least 2 times. At least. Let's bring the bishop here. I wouldn't mind dropping this bishop around to g6. Bring a rook to the c file. Pose this queen. That could be nice. If b4, I'm actually thinking about putting the knight here and eyeing up this potentially weak square. I'm really not worried about b4. All right, so he starts pressure the center a little bit. Looks like I got that locked down okay. Let's bring our rook to the c file. Annoy his queen. See where his queen goes. I do see potential tactics in the position involving a central pawn thrust. I'll leave it at that. 9 viewers, a little quiet in the chat. I think you guys are just totally captivated by this really essential game in our bid to win the 5+5 premium arena on chess.com. We love broccoli, but aka Big Brolic Man. But in case you're just joining, one of our followers threw a spanner in the works and joined the arena and proceeded to absolutely kick my butt. But to his credit, he offered us a draw, which I have no shame in taking. Now, this is the tactic I'm talking about. Like, I noticed there were big time problems with his bishop on e2. Okay, and if the knight moves, boom, d3. I think we might be winning a piece in this position. Oh, Brolic's playing in the arena too, of course. So, also root for our fellow competitor, our fellow follower, Brolic, aka Broccoli. Yeah, we're just winning a piece here, unless I'm just missing something. This is a really good position for us. White just never got... You know, this is the risk in the English if you dawdle. You know, playing c4, and your opponent plays the most testing variation, which is e5. Like, I'm not looking to transpose into the Queen's Gambit declined or anything like that. Although I do play that sometimes with e6 and d5. You gotta worry about your central control. And, you know, I just got c6 and d5 in, and now he's got big time problems. So the W is obviously very important for us, especially coming against the first place player, which means he'll get 0 points and will also extinguish his fire, which means he's going to get less points on his subsequent victories for a while. And he resigned. So I appreciate that, man. Good game to you, Fatal. An international man of mystery. One tactic that he could have employed here, which a lot of people do in arenas, is just let his clock run down, right? Like, he knows I'm coming after him. Just bleed some of my time off the clock. All right, we're in third place here. I'm not going to check the standings anymore, okay? Besides what we can see in the bottom left-hand corner here. Number one, because I just want to concentrate on playing good moves and winning quickly. Number two, my computer can't handle it. At least the one I'm using right now. Alright, so my opponent went for a Berlin. I, of course, declined that. No way are we playing a Berlin endgame here. That's just way too boring and way too time-consuming. Let's develop our knight here. Rook over, doing the classic Ruy Lopez maneuver. And the bishop chops back. That's why we make that c3 bolt hole. And here comes the knight. And here comes the knight. So this f5 square is always so critical in these openings. So I'm just going to challenge this bishop. Can't drop back. That's basically a decisive advantage for me. I mean, I'm of course exaggerating a bit, but I've got an unopposed Spanish bishop on the board now. What are you going to do about this? Oh man, this is a problem. I could just play like super positionally here and take on f6 and just have that square to lock down. But let's just put the knight into f5. This super, super dangerous square in the Ruy Lopez. And he challenges me, which weakens his king side. Just trying to figure out what I should do with this bishop. I don't want to take. Actually, I see a tactic in the position. If he takes on f6 with the queen. Let's do this. I'm expecting queen takes f6. But then I got this shot. Boom. Can't take because your queen hangs. And I'm just going to get the queens off really favorably and install this knight on f5. So I'm up a pawn and positionally completely winning with this bad boy on f5. This knight is the master of the universe. Okay, so this knight, he tries to copy me, but the difference here is I can kick this knight. Not worried about it. Actually, do we take a little time out here and play? No, I gotta watch the d3 square. I was gonna say play bishop e3. Let's come here and then prepare to kick this knight with g3. This is the difference between his position and mine. Is my knight has an outpost, his does not. Okay, he doesn't have a pawn on the g file or the e file to challenge my outposted knight. So I'm just coming there. And let's start playing on the queen side. I don't see anything doing with this dark squared bishop. Let's take. And can we throw the knight in and cause some trouble anywhere? I see an idea. I see a nice idea. You know, just because the knight is awesome on f5 doesn't mean we have to leave it there the whole game. Like, we can still look for other active plans for the piece. So he just gives up the a file to me, which is a real mistake. Not what you want to do. He's got nothing doing on the g file. And this was my idea, to bring the knight into d5. Hello. That's a problem. Yep, and there goes your rook. I'll take that. Please resign. Good game, but please resign. Oh, Broccoli, you really blew somebody off the board in your game? All right, we'll check that out, Broccoli, after the game. All right, man, we are 2 points away. 2 points away from first place. Let's keep this going. I got a feeling we might have another run-in with Broccoli. It's possible. It's possible we might have. It might come down to two MVP chess followers. Well, obviously a founder, but two people from MVP chess battling out for first place. That's possible, and that would be awesome. Speaking of these arenas, as we continue to grow, which we are, and thanks to everybody in the channel who's watching, don't forget to follow if you haven't. As we continue to grow, we'll start doing blitz arenas for our viewers, for our followers, for our subscribers, where we can all play together and have a good time. That's definitely something that I want to do. It just takes a little time to work up to something like that and schedule it and everything. But those types of events are definitely coming. All right, so we're just waiting for our pairing. 5+5, sometimes it takes a little while for the games to wrap up just with that increment. It's a little bit longer and people can fight on in bad positions. So sometimes it takes just a little while to get paired. But we're looking good. We are looking good. I'm playing down most of these games. Broccoli being the obvious exception. But it's still a really good challenge for me. Like, trying to play aggressive openings, trying to play quickly, trying to go in for quick wins. Obviously talking through my thought process, move by move. My wife and I were talking last night, we kind of, I think you could argue that I talk more than maybe any other streamer, at least in terms of instructional thoughts and comments. Like, I pretty much telegraph every single one of my moves, which is pretty rare. So my opponents played kind of a nice opening that, he played Alekine's defense. I didn't go for a main line. I just went for some sideline. I'm already regretting it. Where to go with the bishop? Probably here. I'm super solid. Oh, we got a follow. Thank you to Brighton. Welcome to the channel, man. We're so happy to have you here. So in case you're just joining, we got a 5+5 Rapid Arena going on right now. We're currently sitting in second place. But unfortunately, I've got a little bit of a passive position. We're a little passive here, which I don't love. That is not how I play chess. I'm looking if I can potentially play a move like d4. I'm just not seeing it. His queen is really actively placed. All right, I know this is totally lame, but I actually think my best chance to win and win quickly is actually to go into an endgame and just try to outplay this guy if I can. He just had a lot of annoying activity. All right, so my opponent's threatening to capture on f3. We need to defend this pawn on d3. Also got to watch out for this potentially loose piece. So, maybe here I play a move like g4, which I can afford to do now, especially since the queens are off the board. So, gotta watch my d-pawn. Let's come here. Might force an exchange. Should force an exchange. He definitely doesn't want to give up his light square bishop. And we come here. Let's see if we can provoke a move like f6, which would be weakening. No, he just comes there with the rook. That's a problem, no? Bishop f3. Going up the exchange. Let's do it. That's what I was really hoping with that move, knight e5, was that I was going to get active on this long diagonal. Can I analyze one of your games and tell you what I did wrong? Of course I can, Brighton. That's something we do here on the channel. You know, it's not just about me yapping for 3 hours and opening Amazon boxes. So we will definitely take a look at your game. No question. All right, I got to play a really, really slow move because unfortunately I let this rook get into my house. I don't want it to be there. So do I have to play a move like rook b1? It just looks a little dangerous to me. King f1, rook takes b2. I just don't want to allow that counterplay. I just don't want to allow it. So can I come here? It looks okay. Up the exchange here. My rooks are a little passive though. And he attacks here. I was thinking of playing... I'm not sure what I was thinking of playing here, actually. Got to do something because of this pressure. And unfortunately, moving the rook would hang the d-pawn. Maybe I have to play f3. Ugh. Ugh, that's ugly. Ugly, but potentially necessary. And maybe I can just try to evict this rook with something like this. Although I'm not sure that works. I got myself into a bit of a jam here. I let that rook get on e2 and really start annoying the hell out of me. Good job by my opponent. Also got really weak dark squares here. Still sitting in second place though. This is a really, really important game for us. You know, against a pretty strong player. Somebody who's playing 5+5 exclusively, which I assume most of these players do. 1510 is a really good rating because this pool is seriously deflated. You know, especially if he only plays in a premium arena like this. You know, it's very possible that these players just play in this arena exclusively. Like, they log in every day at this time, play for 2 hours against premium players in 5+5, and that's their chess for the day. Their ratings are going to be very deflated, just relative to the open pool. So I already regret playing passively like this and just defending this b-pawn. I shouldn't have done it. You know, maybe I should have played a move like d5 in that position, but we're not going to dwell. All right, this was probably not the right way to come in on f2. I was thinking the rook, because now the rook's got to stay here. Okay. And is there a way I can deflect the rook and potentially win this piece? I don't really see it just yet. I could look to come here. I'm just really, really, really tied down. I gotta figure out how I get activity in this position. Man. All right, let's... can I do that? It looks like it's okay. I'm going to play d4 here. I just got to get open lines for my rooks. Maybe get something going on his weak back rank. If he takes, I actually see a really potentially nasty tactic. Or at least a nasty idea. Let's see what he does. I think this is a critical position for my opponent, who's played very well. Very well. 9 viewers in the chat. Welcome all. Don't forget to follow us and stay on the stream. See how we do. We're currently in second place on this 5+5 Premium Arena. Looking to bring home the bacon. Get first place. And I think we're well on our way with this viewer average holding at 9 here of becoming an affiliate probably today. Our viewer average over the life of the channel is about 2.8, I think. We need to get over 3. And we've been averaging like 10 plus viewers today and yesterday, which is really fantastic. Okay, Brighton, I got those games you just sent over. Let's try to take a look afterwards. All right, I'm going to take here. Oh, man. What am I missing? Why isn't this just checkmate? Am I lagging? It is checkmate. Okay. So we got the dub. My computer's lagging a little bit. Okay, big time oversight by my opponent, but this is what I was talking about, why I wanted to play d4. I needed my rooks to be active, and I made my rook very passive on b1. That's never what you want. Rook activity is everything. Defending some weak pawn on b2, it doesn't matter. All right, we got 28 minutes left in the arena, and we just have a new follow from Unnamed John. Unnamed something. Unnamed John. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh, Brighton, you sent the same game twice? No problem. We'll definitely take a look since you're a follow. Unnamed John, can I challenge you after the arena? Well, I definitely owe you a challenge, and I will try to play you. But I am trying to keep the stream under 2 hours. And we're going to take a look at one of Brighton's games. So, if not today, unnamed, you will be at the absolute top of the list tomorrow. So be sure to turn on your notifications. Thanks for following. Turn on your notifications so you know when the stream starts. I stream every day. So you will be at the top of the list for a challenge if we don't get it in today. Just waiting on my next game in the arena. Just got a challenge from somebody that I'm gonna decline just because we're trying to win this thing. It's very close. It's 27-27 right now between me and Fatal, who we just beat the other round. And Broccoli coming up strong in 4th place at 16. One of our own. 26 minutes left in the arena. We're tied for first place, waiting for our next game. If you don't mind, I still have a game to flex. Oh my God, we got Broccoli. Oh my God. What did I tell? Didn't I tell you that this was going to come down to a battle of Team MVP? All right. Whoops. Of course, I couldn't even move that rook if I wanted to. Najdorf on the board. Oh, and you go for this line. Okay. So what do we have? An English attack? We do. English attack on the board. So I covered this game. Well, not this game, obviously, but this line on my YouTube channel, my Fischer series, Bobby Fischer Play the Najdorf Sicilian. And one of the big things with that you need to know with the English attack relative to the Yugoslav attack against the dragon is that I do not have a hook. Now, in this, against a quick g5, Fischer always liked to play knight h5 to slow up the kingside initiative. So we get that idea on the board. It just kind of gums up the works a bit for white. And I always have this knight, this f4 square to throw the knight into. Don't mind giving up a pawn for the dark square bishop at all. So I think right now we're looking pretty good against Broccoli. Well, Broccoli, you asked for a game review first. I forgot about that, but so we'll try to get to your game, but to be fair, Broccoli, this is the second game that we're playing today in the arena. So trying to spread the wealth around to all of our followers. So if you don't mind, going to prioritize Brighton's game review over yours, but I'm sure you can understand that. Okay, King B1, always a good move to make in the open Sicilian. King's just much safer there, but now I play B5 and get my attack going. So far so good in the opening for us. This is definitely looking good. Okay, the knight jumps into d5, and what we always really do with these pieces is we just take them off the board. Okay, and you know, a lot of times black is left with, white is left with a pawn clogging up the d file. So we got some pressure here on c2. And watch long term for this bishop to make some trouble. Just watch. All right, pinning the knight. The nice thing about bishop h3, as far as I'm concerned, is that it takes a defender away from the b pawn. So maybe in this position I can just come here. I think what Broccoli Man wants to do is to get rid of this blockade on the king side, but that takes time. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. And in this position, I remember Fischer just popping the knight into f4, saying, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, take. Actually, white can't even take in this position. At least take twice on f4 because he's got a problem on c2. So this is what Fischer did. Knight h5, forced white to break the blockade, and then throw the knight into f4. So the g5 advance by white was a little bit premature. And now we got this pawn hanging. This knight is going to be beaten back. Okay, and it's eyeing up this potentially juicy square here. Okay. So it's a pretty good jump by the knight. Do we just go ahead and play b4 here? I think so. I have no qualms about giving up this pawn. All right, and our bishop's hit. So we got to do something about that. I guess just drop back to here. I think this is probably the best square. Now, I just don't think that you can take this pawn off the board and open the b file towards your king. That just looks, to me, it looks crazy. All right, he's moving on, and I'm the first one to make contact here. So let's see how Broccoli decides to resolve this pawn tension on the king side. Lines are going to be open regardless. Man, this is tense. This is tense. Going against one of our own MVPs. Ooh, and you... okay, man, this is the good stuff. So, man. What a tense position. All right, let's take. And you hide your king in the corner. A very nice attacking idea in these types of lines. Very nice idea indeed. I'm going to take. Ooh, man, I don't know. Man, this is a tough. I thought I had slowed up your attack enough, but maybe not. What can I do here? Can I play a move like f6 myself? Do I want to take and then play h6? I don't think I want to take and play h6. It just looks so weakening. I've got burned by that type of move a lot in the past. Or do I just continue with my own play? Ugh, man. Or... no, I don't have that idea. Never mind. That's not a thing. Brother. All right, I'm gonna play f6. This looks very dangerous to me, but I think it might be the best way to keep the king side closed, which is what I'm trying to do. All right, 9 viewers watching Team MVP battle this out. Oh, and he took. Oh, man. Is it possible for me to take on... or am I just completely lost if I take on g6? All right, I'm gonna take here. I gotta try to keep stuff closed. I obviously don't like this move though, but at least it gives like my bishop a potential future. So he gives up the rook. Man, Broccoli making big moves. All right, I'll take. was going to take and play... So I got to remember in this position, you can never lose track of the material count. I'm up 6 points of material. So I actually think the best thing for me to do in this position is actually to take. I know this looks crazy. Give back the piece, play king g7, and then play rook h8. And just try like this, gaining a tempo. And then just swinging the rook around. And I would still have a decisive material advantage, and he would have a weak king. Man. I don't know if this works, but it's fun. It's definitely fun, Broccoli, and that move was scary as hell. It was scary as hell, and I don't have the option to put up a commercial and take a break, so I just gotta play through this. Keep it going. Well, man. The rook's hanging. But if I take queen h2 as mate, if I play a rook to h8, that's mate. Goodness me. Alright, I need to play the knight in here. I just need to try to parry this attack. Whew, man. This is chess, ladies and gentlemen. Broccoli is a dude, man. That's why he's Big Brolic, man. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. Okay, he wasn't messing around. We have a Najdorf English attack on the board, basically to see who wins this arena. Unless that other dude managed to get some quick dubs because we have a really big battle on our hands here. That's possible. Okay. So here I was just gonna come here. Shut you down. Remember, my time's low, but remember I have an increment. We got an increment in this position. Okay. I missed that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Is that mate? Oh no, that's mate. Broccoli got me. Oh, he got me. Good game, Broccoli. My computer's really lagging here. So I don't even think I see the result yet. Oh, man. Oh, did that bring our blitz under 2,000 too? Ugh. Oh. Oh, what a gut punch. Oh. Under 2,000 blitz. Got knocked off the podium. Good game. Good game, Broccoli. That was wild, man. I'm wondering where I went wrong in that position. I feel like I did everything right on the king side with the knight. No mistakes there. I guess I was just a little... I didn't play with enough energy on the queen side. And I remember there were certain positions where I was worried about losing the exchange to your bishop on c8 when my knight was pinned on d7. Maybe I shouldn't have given a crap about the rook and just gotten the knight into c5 and started threatening some stuff. I'll need to take a look at that for my own chess education, because I really felt like out of the opening I had the better side of that opposite side's castling attack, but clearly something went Clearly I went wrong somewhere. I was dead lost after I moved my knight. Yeah, so I probably missed something on the king side. That was a lot to calculate. But we're not done yet here. You think A3 instead of F6. I was looking at A3. That was my main candidate move, other than doing something on the king side. But after B3, I didn't really know how that would change the evaluation much, because it would be really difficult for me to get the dark squared bishop, or any piece for that matter, on the long diagonal. Or maybe, I don't know. That's really tough to say. Unfortunately, we have less than 10 minutes left in this arena. And we're sitting at third place. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get this done, especially if we end up playing for instance, if we're paired with the person in first place, I could see them just running out the clock, which is annoying, but it's a strategy. Broccoli Man totally agrees this is how chess is meant to be played. All right, we're paired way down in this game. I am going to absolutely play caveman chess and try to murder my opponent. Let's see. Let's just push. I don't really think pushing is best here, but I'm just trying to play actively. Let's take. Let's bring the bishop here and just get castled. You know, I'm playing Douglas Portugal, who's from Brazil. I'm just looking for really speedy development. And yeah, could I have? We're gonna get to Brighton's game, but I think I might have an outside chance of winning this game within this amount of time. Just because I'm paired down so low. My opponent's rated 203. No offense to him, of course. You know, everyone starts somewhere in their chess journey. I'm just talking about this in terms of my ability to win quickly and potentially come back in the arena. Unnamed pawn. You think queen takes c2 instead of knight e5 in the last game? I'd have to take a look at that. Okay, my opponent just gives up a piece. Okay, he missed that the f5 square was protected by my pawn on e4. So we're up a piece here, and maybe looking to play knight c3 and attack. Okay. So he's got the queen there, just making sure there are no attacking ideas of his. And my opponent should definitely castle queenside. This is the best move in the position, and then I won't know what to do. I have no idea what to do against castle queenside. Sniper! Red herring. We got that sniper. Bishop g4 is game over. Decisive pin. Okay, Douglas. That was a good game. If you are still watching, don't forget to join the channel. become a member of Team MVP. And also, if you could be a pal now and you are listening, go ahead and resign just so I can try to claw my way back into this tournament by some miracle. Really appreciate it. You need to find a game. You're so close. All right, we're also rooting for Broccoli, of course. We're also rooting for Broccoli, of course. Yeah, if it weren't for Broccoli in this tournament, we'd be eating a big fat bacon sandwich. All right, so I'll just take a check there, and let's pin. I'm expecting G6. He missed that. Let's take. Let's win the rook. If G6, I can just drop the queen back to H3. All right, missed that. Let's pre-move this. All right, come on. Really appreciate a resignation here. We're up 16 points in material. Obviously, this is dead lost. Check. He's got to play King B8. And of course, I want to keep queens on the board to win ASAP. Rook here. Threatening a disaster. This. Check. Here. Here. All right. We got a dub. We got a dub. I don't know if it's enough to change matters. We'll see. We're not going to give up. I mean, I will play like an absolute madman in the next game if we can get another one. Unfortunately, my computer's just lagging. It takes so long for chess.com to prompt me for the next game. All right, we're tied for second right now. But Broccoli is hot on our heels, on fire. With 28. Yep, Brighton, don't go away. That will be the last thing that we're going to do on the stream today. Just since you followed, even though we're running a little over, much longer than I would like to stream. I will definitely review that game you sent over. Okay, so be sure to hang. Okay. Oh man, we got paired with Broccoli. Yeah, there's just no way that this game is going to count at the level we're playing at. You know, there's just no way that we can win fast enough. So, in my experience with these chess.com arenas, once this 2 minutes expires, that's it. The game they just abort the games basically. You'll play something fun. What are you going to play, Vienna? I mean, even the Vienna is like a totally respectable opening that'll take me a really long time to beat. All right, let's play d5. This is how you counter this opening. And then you take here, and then queen e2, and then takes, or queen f3, I meant. And I play c5. Oh, all right, we'll block with the knight. Only 1 minute left in this arena. Oh no, and we dropped down to 4th place. We're not even gonna place in this? Oh, come on. Oh, that's bad. All right. Broccoli's playing in a very, very principled way. Okay, he's going after the knight potentially, the bishop here. Let's try to put a little more pressure on the center. Maybe this is an idea. I don't know. But this game is about to abort in 38 seconds. All right, let's take. See how he takes. And he throws in a little check there. All right, let's just bring the queen back. If bishop takes, I push c5. And white has kind of, abandoned his initiative. Well, not his initiative, but his play on the king side. I cannot move right now, which means the arena must have just ended. All right. Well, good luck to everyone who... Well, not good luck, but good job to everyone who played in this 5+5 arena. Whether you're a member of the channel or not. A lot of good games played. So we ended up in fourth, tied with Fatal. So really tied for... That wouldn't be tied for third. It's tied for... Oh, I guess he got... My opponent got... Even though I'm on 9.5 out of 11 and he's on 9 of 11, and I beat him, he gets the tiebreak. That makes no sense. How the heck does Fatal? So one of the players that we beat, Fatal, if you remember him, got the bronze medal over me on tiebreak, even though I beat him. Okay, but the big news is that our very own team MVPer, Big Brolic Man, aka Broccoli, brought home the bacon with the gold medal, finishing in first with a really nice 32 points. So congratulations to you, dude. Really good job. All right, as promised, we're going to take a look at Brighton's game here. So you definitely want to stick around for this. Thanks so much for the direct link. That makes things really easy. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Analyze that Broccoli game quick. The Najdorf one. A game like that needs a really serious, purposeful review. I'm not going to try to analyze a game of that caliber on the fly with 5 minutes left in the stream. All right, so our boy Brighton, who is from South Africa, it looks like. All right, you guys can see arena over. Here are the medals. Congratulations, Big Broccoli Man. Here we are. Even though we're tied on points and actually finished 9.5 out of 11 and Fatal finished 9, and we beat Fatal for some unknown reason, we finished in fourth, but we'll take it. We're really happy for Broccoli and that nice dub for him, so congratulations. Okay, let's X out of this arena and take a look at Brighton's game, who's one of our new followers from South Africa. He started with e4. We have e5, knight f3, knight c6, and d4, the Scotch game. Okay. After takes, knight f6. This is the main line. Do we have a capture on c6? No, Brighton goes for the Scotch 4 knights. This is very solid. Okay, black in this position should play. The main line goes bishop b4, takes. Black plays d5. That's the main line. Instead, black plays bishop c5, and you capture. Okay. So a little less pressure on this e4 pawn since we don't have the bishop on b4. Now you take a timeout here to play h3. I assumed in this position you were maybe worried about the f2 square, Brighton. Broccoli says he promises not to sabotage anymore. We love to see you in the arena. We love to play you. You're not sabotaging anything. Thanks so much for the games. So h3 is a wasted tempo here, Brighton. Okay, I think you were worried about something going on the f2 square. Just play this nice developing move, bishop e2, okay? Knight g4 is not a thing. Knight e4 is not a thing. There's no funny business on f2 here, and you're ready to get yourself castled. So h3 is a little slow, and that gives black to strike out in the center, which you take. So this is the nice thing. I play this line for black a lot because I'm an e4, e5 player. This structure I find is really nice for black. But one thing white can do is look to pin and apply some pressure to the knight on f6. So you throw this check in. I don't like this move. Well, I can't say I don't like it. I would like to see this bishop on d3, just in a nice active square. This might just lead to some exchanges. Knight e5. Okay, so you throw in this check. I don't really like how black responded to that. I think the best thing to do here is just to bring the queen to e7. Just get a queen exchange and take it from there. Knight e4 could be potentially dangerous just because of this pin. So let's see how you handle that. You took, and now I think black might be obligated to take with the king. Otherwise, isn't f3 just a problem? So you play queen h5 in this position. I'm just wondering, because of this pin piece, could you play here? This knight can't move. So the question is, does black get sufficient compensation for this by, like, castling? You would take, perhaps pawn takes. And your king's a little stuck in the center. But I think after a move like bishop e3, just gaining control over these dark squares, you could look to castle, maybe bring a rook to d1, and I think Brighton in this position you're doing really well. So I think you missed one with that fork, with that move f3 here, and also moving the same piece more than once in the opening is generally not something that we want to do. You know, if you don't play f3 in this position, you could also consider taking on e4, or even castling. I would have liked to have seen before queen h5. But okay, that's on the board. He's setting up some nasty discoveries now. Okay, now that you stepped off the e-file. So you take, he takes with the queen, and did you come back to e2? Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the thing, Brighton. You know, you can see how you've lost time with this queen. You just have to kind of bring it back, and now we have an exchange. And a totally... Who's better in this endgame? Maybe black. Maybe black slightly. Slight lead in development. More space. You know, you do have 2 pawn islands versus 3, so maybe that could be to your benefit later in the game, but don't know. So black castles. Black could also even consider in this position just playing a move like king d7. Okay, we don't need to castle. Queens are off the board. Quickly get the rooks into the game and get the king to the center. So I probably would have played there, but okay. We have here. Okay, so this is a little bit dangerous. This is a little bit dangerous. Okay, so after rook here, you should probably step back. You played the bishop here. What can black play in this position, Brighton? Yeah. Okay. So in this position, black can play d4, which is a winning move because of this pin on the file. Okay, did he play that? He did. You did a little counter strike. Okay. I think black can just calmly back up to b6 or take. Either's good. He took the rook. Okay. And then took the pawn. Okay, so you found yourself in a real jam here. I'm just going to quickly look at the score sheet, which generally I don't do. Yeah, so black won this game. We'll see the position at the end of the board. Yeah, he just managed to promote all of his pawns. So Brighton, I think your issues kind of arose in the opening. You actually had really decent winning chances. Actually, you know, there were a couple times, and we'll go back to this position where you could have played f3, and after a line like this, really gotten a winning advantage. So, you know, watch out for those pins along the open files. Watch out moving your queen too much in the opening, and make sure you get yourself castled. Especially since you're playing these e4, e5 openings, you really need to develop quickly and get yourself castled. Fred Chess, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. All right, guys. So we're over the 2-hour mark. I need to wrap things up here. Really appreciate the huge turnout again today, and congratulations again, Broccoli, for bringing home the bacon in the arena. I just want to thank Nano, Anti-Gamer, Falala Beast, Jaiku, Brighton, and Unnamed John for following the stream today. Unnamed, I definitely owe you a challenge. So be sure to turn on your notifications. Come back next stream. I know you wanted to play. We'll make that happen as early as tomorrow if you're available. So thanks to everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And come over to Twitch, MVP_chess. This is where all the fun is, okay? Come on over. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.